This session is recorded now. So, Angel, you wanted to share your screen, how you solve this problem for Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion. So, we are looking at Angel's screen now. Go ahead, Angel. Okay, so you entered temperature as 12, enter 98.6 as the Fahrenheit temperature. Stop this program. You have to restart it, right? Control C. Okay, you're using idle. Okay. Enter 98.6. 98.6. Enter. So 37.0 degrees Celsius. So this is the normal temperature of human body, 98.6 degrees Celsius and 98.6 degree Fahrenheit, which is 37 degrees Celsius. So sounds good. Can you show the program to everyone? Switch to the source code and show the program. So what you did, you took the input and enter temperature in Fahrenheit, okay, and you are taking that input, you are doing the typecast of that, because you are typing in as a string. When you type in the value, you are typing a string actually, and that value you are converting into a float, okay, because it's a floating point number with a decimal, and that floating point number we are storing in temperature over here, right? Okay, Celsius temperature minus 32. So basically temperature is in Fahrenheit. So in the formula we had been given F minus 32. So this is the Fahrenheit temperature minus 32 into 5 upon 9. We did the computation and got the Celsius value. So Celsius is a variable over here. And then this variable, Celsius variable value, you are printing along with the string. So you are printing two values in this print statement. One is the temperature in Celsius is up to this column. So this string you are printing, and the second value you are printing is Celsius. Very good, Angel. Prachi, you want to show how you achieve this?
Yes.
So you are using Google Colab. Ayush, I hope you have access to Google Colab.
So my screen is showing or not?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay.
Go ahead, please. Welcome, Ms. Saita.
Celsius is 37.0.
Yeah. Okay. This is 37.0, right? So you entered 98.6, and the computation of Celsius is 37 degrees. So
Yes.
you took the same thing actually. You are doing the same input, enter the value, and you're typecasting it to float because it's a decimal number.
Yes.
And F minus 32 into 5 upon 9 you are doing, the formula you are applying to compute the Celsius, and then you are printing two values here, Celsius is, comma, C. Those who are not in the last class, Apurv, I hope you are getting it, everyone. Does anybody have any question on how this solution is working? Anyone would like to ask any question on this? If you can you confirm everyone, do you have access to Google Colab or Python on your environment? Please raise your hands or give me a thumbs up. Janvi, Angel, Apurv, Ayush, Prachi. Very good, very good. So I hope everyone is having access, right? So means it is important that whatever we learn, we have to apply that knowledge. Okay, we should be executing this code locally on your system. Either you do in Google Colab, or you do on Idle, or you do on Visual Studio Code or PyCharm, wherever you want. Do it. Okay, then only you will learn it. Just by watching, you will not learn anything. All right. So let's switch back. You can stop sharing, Prachi.
Okay, sir.
So I hope my screen is visible now. So last class we had discussed about how to do the Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion, and this was an exercise we had given to be done at home. So there were 4 steps. So first of all, we are taking an input from the user. So as you have seen Prachi's screen, Angel's screen, so we are taking input over here. Then we are converting that floating point value into Fahrenheit using this formula, and the formula is C equals F minus 32 into 5 upon 9, and uh, print the result using the print function. So today our agenda is we are going to discuss string operations and input output operations. So when we say strings, so string, as I told you, string is a combination of letters and numbers, any sequence, okay, that is enclosed in double quotes or single quotes. We had studied this earlier, right? So strings are ordered sequences of characters, immutable and enclosed in quotes, right? So, and quotes may be single quotes or double quotes. Correct. So every character, suppose I am having a string Python. Let's say Python is a string. Okay. This is a string Python. Now, if I want the individual characters of a string, let's say I want to get the third character of this string, or I want to get the first character of this string, or I want to get the last character of this string, that is possible. So actually there is a concept of indexing, right? So every character in a string, any string that you are having, okay, this is a string, this is a string, right? So string, any character within a string, if you want to access, you can do it by using the indexing, and the indexing starts from 0. So actually you may call it a list of characters. Actually means the Python. If I say Python, what is Python? Python is a string, but this string is actually a list of characters. If I say individual characters, so in the list, I told you earlier, the indexing in the list, so we can do the indexing in the list, and the first character, if suppose I want the Pythons, let's say my string is Python, and from my string variable I want the first character, then I'll be able to do 0, right? Means my string 0 will return P over here. Okay, if I do, if I want the second character, then I need 1, I will do 1. So if I do my string 1, then Y will be returned. So any string it can be, right? So you can access individual characters in a string by simply giving index of the letter that you want to access within the string. Okay, it may be 100 character string, it may be just 5 characters string, it may be a single character string too, right? And if you're providing any index which is not within this string limits, so if I say the length of a string, we read about the length function earlier, len. So if the length of Python string is 6 characters and I'm trying to do my string 6, Ayush, can you tell me what will happen if I do my string 6? Will it give an error or it will give me some result?
It will error
It will error. Why? Why will it give the error? आयुष, आपने बोला एरर आएगी, क्यों आएगी?
because access individual character using indexing only.
Correct. And there is sixth index is not there. This is total 6 characters string, but the last index is 5 because it started from 0. This is 0th character, first character, second, third, fourth, and fifth. If I do 6, it will say index out of range error. That error is going to come once you do any index value which is larger than, means which is equal to the length of the string or more than that. Okay. Then there is also a way of, if I want a slice of this string, let's say there is a complete string. I say this is a complete string operations in Python. Suppose this is my string, and out of this string, let's say I want to get the from character over here, we are doing string 1 to 4. It will be good if you guys open your Colab notebooks, okay, and side by side do the exercise. Let me share my other window. Hold on. I'll show you in Colab. One minute, guys. Let me share my Python console. Is it visible to you? Let me do it large. Is it clearly visible? So I go to Python. This is my Python console. So let's say I'm taking any string. I'll call it a label. Label equals Zen Academy. Okay. Now over here, if I do print label and I do 0, so the outcome is going to be Z or Z, right? So first character we are getting. If I do 1, then I'm getting E. If I'm doing 2, then I'm getting N. And if I'm doing 3, I'll get the space. If I do 4, space is also a character, right? So all these characters are visible to you, right? Now, if I say print label 1 to 4, then what is happening? En. So basically, I'm getting a substring. So what happened? 0, 1, 2, and it has actually printed this space also,
Yes.
right? And then before the fourth character, okay, if I do print 1 to 5, then it is printing the starting from the first index 1, 2, 3, 4. So what it shows when you say 1 to 5 means it up to the fifth character, just before the fifth character. Okay, so it is going to give you the string. So fifth character is the split, you can say. It is splitting at the fifth character, and then before the fifth character, it is going to show you all the characters here. Okay, or you can say fifth character is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So up to the fifth character, you can say I'm getting, starting from index 1. Okay, so it is your way of interpreting how you want to do it. But just you have to remember, when you are giving this range like 1 to 5 or 1 to 7, whatever you will give, you will get up to that character. Means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the seventh character, and starting from index 1. Is it clear? Because once you see here, it appears as if we are going to get 7 characters, but actually it is going to print these 6. Okay. So when I say 0 to 7, then it is taking this up to 7th character, starting from 0th character in the string. I hope this is clear. So let's switch back. So, all right. So next, so we can do the slicing of the string. So if, yes,
Sir, can you please let in Angel? She is waiting in the lobby.
sure, Angel. Angel, are you there? Okay, I think she's there. All right. So next is concatenation. Concatenate strings means you want to join the strings. Okay. So if there are two strings, we saw this earlier also, we can concatenate it using plus sign. Okay, plus correct, plus operator. So let's see how it works. So we will switch back to our window. And here, the same string we are having. So what we are trying to do is we want to concatenate two strings. Okay. So let me go back. So I already have a string. So my string is label is Zen Academy. and I want to print here, print label plus offers plus Python for beginners course. Okay, I close the parenthesis. So what I'm doing here is label is one string, which is Zen Academy. Offers is another string, of course, with this leading spaces, not necessary, but just because I want to print it with the spaces, I am putting the spaces before and after. Okay. So now what we written, Zen Academy offers. So the value of the label here, it was the variable. So it has printed the value of the variable. And then, so it is a string. Then there is a second string. Then there is a third string. We can do the concatenation of the strings and get the outcome as a single string. Is it making sense? And you may notice here, there are two spaces actually. One is coming from here and one is coming from here. Okay, so you can do a little bit formatting as you do these things. So you will get to know. Okay, so I removed one space. Clear? So concatenation is something, you can easily do using the plus character in Python. What do you see on the screen now?
So add words in a one sentence.
Sorry?
Add words in a one sentence, like label Zen Academy. Then you add offers. Then you add Python for beginners. So it is writing in one line.
Correct. That's right. So I hope this is clear to everyone, right? There's nothing complex in this. So, and more you will learn, of course, as you do things yourself. The last thing is, format strings using f strings or the format method. This we will see just in a few minutes, right? Okay. Let's move on to further. So we have a format method, right? So what is the f string? We just said there's a last ways formatting strings using the f strings or the format method. So what it does, so you have formatting strings using f strings, a modern and convenient way. So sometimes it happens, it's very complex message you want to print, there are multiple variables out there, and you can't keep doing this plus plus plus, in between closing the square brackets. So you may be confused sometimes when the larger message there are a lot of dynamic data. Dynamic data means something which is coming from the variables, right? So you want, so for example here, if you notice, this is hello. Do you see string formatting in Python right now on screen? Okay, so over here you notice this. What is happening here? This is the f string. So if you put an f before the double quotes of a string, it means you want it to be formatted. And it means, what does it mean? It means you want to embed some variables in between and get a formatted result. So in this case, let's say there is a name Alice and age is 30. Okay. You want to print, hello Alice, you are 30 years old. This message you want to print. So one way was like, I will write hello plus name plus, and then I will do you are plus, and then the age plus years old. But that was too complex thing, right? And then at the same time, we just observed spaces, doing the space, somewhere additional space was coming, then we had to correct it. So all those things, we can avoid all that hassle and make it simple. We can simply say hello, and put a variable name, like we had a label over there. So in this case, name over here or age, these variables, these we can put within curly braces. So what it does, and we put this F before the string. So what does it mean? It means we are telling Python that we want a formatted string with the variables enclosed within braces. So wherever it finds a variable within the braces, it will take their values and rest of the message will be printed as it is. So it is very, very convenient and useful way of formatting strings. So I'll just show you back, how to do it. We'll see this example. Okay, let's switch back. So here we already have this string. So now Zen Academy is a label. Okay, so maybe I'll take some variables. So let's say label is there, or I call it academy name. Excuse me. Yeah. Just 1 minute, guys. Sorry, everyone. I'm back. Okay, so yeah, so we were talking about the F strings, how to use the F strings. All right. So let me show you on my interface here. So we already have a variable label, and let's say I take a student. Okay, name as a variable, and I put, suppose, Sarita as a student. Okay, and enter. So I have two strings now. I have Sarita. Okay, and let's say I take a course as course name equals Python for beginners, and I'm having one more variable, institute. Okay, name.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
please.
cursor is not
Sir, your
moving.
screen is
Cursor is not moving.
Yes, sir.
Do you see my screen, the Python screen? Let me
Yes, sir,
share
but
it.
it is freezed.
Is it frozen? Okay, no problem. I'll stop and start sharing again. 1 minute, please. I hope the sharing is stopped. Let me share the screen. Is it visible now? I hope this is visible to you now.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So I'm putting then academy. Right? Now I have three variables here: student name, Sarita, course name, Python for beginners, institute name, Zen Academy. And I have to frame a sentence. Let's say we want to frame a sentence like Sarita is attending Python for beginners course at Zen Academy. Okay. So let's say this is my message that I want to print. I have put a hash. Notice, if I would have written it without hash, I will get an error, but this is a comment. So I can write anything after a hash is typed. So now, how do I do it using the print, using the F string? So I do print, and then I put an F, and I, within double quotes, I can write my message. So what I want first? I want a student name is attending what? Attending course name. So course name again in braces. So I'm going to put here course underscore name at, and what is the institute
Institute.
name. Okay. So now I am using three variables here, and then I want an exclamation. Now, whatever is the institute name, it is going to print it accordingly. Whatever is the course name, it is going to print accordingly. Now, I don't have to worry about putting the plus sign in between for concatenation, right? And worrying about extra space or no space, right? So it is much simpler. If I want to put a comma, exclamation, whatever, hyphen, I can do it, and just I press 1, enter, and I get the result. Okay. Something has happened here. Student name. Oh, in Sarita, we put a space here in the name itself. So now I can correct the variable name. If I correct the variable name, now I don't have to do the reformatting again, right? So problem is with the data. Data is in student name. So I will update student name. So I will say student underscore name is equal to Sarita without space, right? And now I do the same print statement. It is perfect, correct? So same thing. I change the student name. Let's say Ayush, and I run this again. So Ayush is attending Python for Beginners program. So this way you are able to easily print out any complex communication to your users with the F strings. So I hope you understand this concept, and even this does not have to be just strings. You can also have numbers. Okay, so let's say we take the start date as 29, start month as, let's say, July, right? And I do start year as 2024. Okay. Now I want to embed these numbers and strings also in this message. So I go back to this print, starting from, I want start date. Okay. If I want to put a hyphen over here, and then I want to put start month, and I want to put a hyphen again, and then I want to put start year, start underscore year. Okay, that's it. So now my complete formatted message is here. I usually attending Python for Beginners program, beginners at Zen Academy starting from 29 July 2024. So the formatting becomes much simpler with the F strings. I hope this is very clear to everyone. Excellent.
So,
Anybody having any questions?
so both lines giving us same message. So, sir, what is the minor difference in it only?
No, which lines are giving the same message?
So like you write first in string codes like plus, you are adding some words,
Yeah.
and here we are using string denoting. So,
We are using the variable names.
we
That
apply
is,
variables.
dynamic content is coming. So what I'm doing is I could have done it using the plus sign also. Output will remain the same, but that was more complex. If I do plus, so I will have to do every time you have to do the plus and then put the variable name. You can do that too. Okay. And
Yes, sir.
you can also do simple like print a string, value, comma string. So
Yes,
that way also you can do it. So these are different ways of doing it, but the F strings make it convenient because sometimes a message has to be sent. Suppose somebody you want to write an email, right?
yes.
So dear sir or dear Mr. Goyal, right? I'm pleased to inform you that what is the reason, right? Or whatever you want to communicate. So that way some dynamic content may come within these longer texts. So when it is a long text and you have some dynamic content, some static means something that does not change. So Jesse यहाँ पर is attending fixed, right? Starting from fixed, right? But the value of the starting from might change. Start date, start month, start year. That is a dynamic content. So when we have too much of the dynamic content and in a longer message you want to frame it, you can use F strings. Clear?
Okay, sir. It means कि मतलब it's very complicated, so we can use this
Absolutely.
line.
You are right. So
Okay.
F strings make it simpler. यहाँ मुझे ज्यादा सोचना नहीं है फॉर्मेटिंग के बारे में. जो मैं लिखूंगा as it is print हो जाएगा.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine.
That's right. Okay. We'll switch back to our slide. So I hope this is requires no other explanation. Pretty much it is clear. So it's more of a template strings. Okay. So another option for string formatting is string concatenation, combining strings with the plus operator. That is one way of doing it, but this is just an alternate of that. Let me switch. Yeah. Okay. So string manipulation in Python. So now there are more string manipulation methods available in Python, and these are lower. So sometimes user may be entering the data. Let's say you yourself might experience it. Suppose you are logging into Google, right? So you may sometimes enter in capital letter, sometimes you enter lower small case, sometimes you have mixed case characters. But when we are processing the input, as we discussed earlier, the smaller case and uppercase characters are mean different things, right? So if I'm writing Manoj in lowercase and Manoj in uppercase, or M is capital, then all these are different, right? In computer's term, all these are different. Okay. So because this lowercase character has a different ASCII value. ASCII values, how many of you are aware of the ASCII values? ASC codes, ASCII codes. Rachi, are you aware? No. So no problem. So actually every character, when we type A,
2 0 2 0 1. You are saying, sir, 2 0 2 0 1 to the power 2. When we
2
find
not
out the
2.
values like 3, 4, if I find the value of 5 in binary numbers.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, see, if you press capital A, for example, right, on the keyboard,
Okay,
then
okay, okay.
capital A, every character
Small
you type on the
capital A.
keyboard, every character you type on the keyboard, it has a corresponding numeric value associated with it, and we call it ASCII. Okay, we call it ASCII. ASCII. So these are the ASCII codes. So, and what are the ASCII codes? So if I have letter A is 65. Okay, and if I say small a, that means 97. So actually what happens when you press shift A on your keyboard and you get a capital A over there, that is actually passing a value 65. Of course it will be passed in its corresponding binary equivalent. इसका binary equivalent होगा जो 0101 form में जाएगा, right? And then same way 97 का अपना एक binary equivalent होगा that will go in the system, right? This is the decimal number, but for memorizing or just for remembering, this character is actually value 65 or 97. Okay, same way, if I talk about capital B, that will be 66, capital C will be 67, and capital small b will be 98, 99. Okay, so total 26 alphabets. So these are called the ASCII characters. And when we are doing the lowercase or the uppercase or the mixed case, these all represent different values actually. Okay. And so what these functions are doing, lower, upper, capitalize, title, these are different ways of formatting a string. If I have a message here, so let's just take an example of these: lower, upper, capitalize, and title. We will go back. I'll share my Python console again. Okay. So in the same string, let's say now I have this, I'm having this F string. Okay. If I assign so what I did this F string is stored into message. And if I just say print message, Ayush is attending Python for beginners at Zen Academy starting from so and so. So right now, this is a message that I return. Now, if I do print message dot lower, okay. So what is happening? The entire message has been made in lowercase, irrespective मैंने कहाँ lowercase लिखा था, कहाँ capital लिखा था, everything is in lowercase. If I do dot upper, everything will be in uppercase. Correct? So I don't have to rewrite it myself. There are functions, we call them string manipulation functions. Okay. So the same
Excuse me,
thing.
sir.
हाँ, बताइए.
Sir, can you reshare your screen? It is frozen again.
Is frozen again. Okay. Is it not visible? Not changing?
No, sir.
Okay, no
Yeah.
problem. I'll share it again. Just 1 minute, please. I'm stopping. And sharing again. I hope this is visible to you. Let me know once it is. Visible?
Yes.
Yes.
So as you can see here, what I did, I took the same F string. Now, this is another learning for you guys. Here we were using it in the print function, the F string. Here, I'm not using it in the print function, but rather I'm assigning this formatted message somewhere in a variable. Okay. So I assigned it into message, and then I'm printing the value of message. So original message that I drafted, it was Ayush is attending Python for beginners at Zen Academy starting from so and so, right? Now I did a message manipulation. This is string. Original value still remains the same. I'm not modifying the original value unless I assign it back to message. Okay. So original value is in the memory. I'm reading every time when I'm saying here print. So I'm reading the value which is stored in that variable message. And I'm saying, okay, whatever is the value in message, take that value and convert it into lowercase. So it does temporarily translate it and shows me the result. Then again, if I still print message, this is the original message. Original message is intact unless you assign it back to the message. Okay. But if I'm doing message dot upper, I'm getting all the capital uppercase. If I do title, let's see what happens. If I do, and remember guys, here we have to put this parenthesis after every of these functions. These are the functions actually. So any operation that we perform, this is an object, you can say, kind of, okay, a variable. And on this, I'm running a function. Okay. So on the message object, I'm running a function title, an operation. Okay. And let's see what's the result of it. Result is Ayush is attending Python for beginners. And notice here, it has done title case. In the title case, every character is usually bold, is capitalized. Okay. So usually like in newspaper headlines, if you may see, right? Somewhere if you're writing the headline, so or a title of somewhere, then you write this way. Okay. So it is capitalizing first letter of each word automatically. Okay, irrespective what you have written originally, it will give you the formatted result. So makes it much simpler and and there is something called capitalize. So what happens in capitalize? The first letter is capitalized, rest is in lowercase. Is it making sense, everyone? Hello, anybody?
Yes, sir.
So we have seen here the lower, two lower basically. So what we are doing is whatever the message is, I want to convert into lowercase, I want to convert to uppercase, I want to convert to title case or capitalize. So these we have seen here. Let's switch back and proceed further with our presentation. Now, the next is like you can do find the substrings. If within a string you are searching, okay, so you can do find. So what do you do with the find? Means in a string, I go back. Let me switch. So over here, I hope the screen is visible, the Python screen. And here I'm hiding this. So let's see what happens. I'll take message. Print. Message.
It's 8 o'clock.
Dot find. And I want to find here, let's say Zen. Close. So what it says? 44. Let me say, just to keep it simple for you, I'm doing is. So what it is saying? 7. So what it is returning? 7. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And is, the string is starting at index 7. Making sense? You already know that every string is indexed. So, and it starts from 0, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When I did Zen, so Zen is at the 44th character, 44th index position, basically. Okay. Making sense? If I search Ayush here, so this string is at the 0th position. In the very beginning it is. If I want to search 29, where is 29 written? It is written at the 70th index position. So this way you can find a character, means a string within another string. So this string we are searching within message. Clear? And if I, instead of this, I do R find, means reverse order. So you want to start searching from the end. Let's go back the slide first. I hope the find is clear to everyone.
Sir, if I find second letter of every word like T,
You want to find what?
second letter like T, one position.
I'm not getting you. Means second letter of Ayush.
Sir, second letter of every, like I want to search for T. Like जैसे starting में T है,
I
ending में T है.
okay, okay. You want to search.
Yeah, if I want to find second letter.
Correct. Second letter means what? If you
Sir,
want, okay. You want to find the next one basically,
Yes, sir.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
So we will come to that. Okay.
Okay.
Is the slide visible to you? Just go through these operations and let me know. First of all, read them. Okay. I hope many of these operations you will be able to correlate. Some you might not be able to correlate. So just look at them. Finding substrings we have already seen. There is something called index, rfind, rindex. Okay. These are all are related to finding only. Okay. Removing characters. Okay. If you want to remove some characters, soft spaces basically, then we use the strip function over here. We do L strip for the left and R strip for the right. And we can do replacement also. If I find, let's say Ayush, and I want to replace the some particular string with another string within a string, then we do replace. Okay. So if I go back, I hope the screen is visible to you, the Python one. So if I do replace 29, so what is happening? So I'm doing two parameters here. I'm passing 29 and 30. So what I did, instead of 29, wherever it finds the 29, it has replaced it with 30. Okay. If I do, I want to change beginners with developers. So the string has changed. It has found beginners and it has replaced with developers over here. Is it clear? Let's see something else. Okay. Let me just give another simple example of something. So I just did replaced the string A, which is a single character A. I want to replace it with X. So throughout this string, wherever it has found X, capital A was there, that has been replaced with X. So there were two places capital A was there, Ayush and Academy, and both of these characters have been replaced with X. I want to do it back. So means in fact it is not changed actually. So I'm just doing the temporary operations, right, and printing them. I'm not modifying the message itself. If you do message equals and message dot replace, then it is going to permanently change the message. But right now my original message remains intact. So if I print Ayush is attending Python for beginners at Zen Academy, starting from this is, so this is still the original message is intact. If you do message equals message dot replace, now what will happen? And if I print message, now the actual message, original message that was in the memory, in the location variable message, okay, we have now replaced, overwritten that string, and now we have to modify it back. So to modify it back, I can just simply do X with A, and if I print message, we are having the original string back. So this way, there are multiple such methods. Okay, not we are just talking about few simple ones right now. Okay, some are a bit advanced. We will look at other methods also as we move along and we do more exercises. Okay, but right now, I hope you are getting that there are certain methods which help you make string manipulation simpler and easier for you. Okay, let's switch back. The presentation, so we quickly go to the next slides. Okay, there is something known as splitting. You can also split a string, split and join, right? So what is split? If a string you want to split in two parts, two or more than two parts. So let's quickly take an example of that. So now this string is there. Okay, now in this I want to split at, let's say, at. So I want to do message dot split. So what it has done, wherever it has found at 80, it has split and it has given me a list of different strings. So here, first time it found at here 80 in attending, right? Then it found at here.
So
Okay.
the screen is not visible.
Not visible again. Just
Slideshow.
slideshow is visible or Python screen is visible?
Slideshow is visible. So Python
Is not visible.
is not visible.
Okay. Something issue is happening. Let me switch. Okay, okay. I have not switched yet. I just switched the window. So as you can see here, what I did print message split and I passed a string here at, right? Now, wherever it has found at, so it found at here, it found at here, it found at here. So wherever it finds at, it has split and it created multiple strings out of a single one, right? So usually what we do is sometimes let me take an example of, say, I take a variable fruits equals, and I'm saying apple, and I'm doing pipe character, banana, okay, mango, cherry, or strawberry. Okay, now I'm putting these multiple values here. So usually sometimes we have to store the data, and in the text file we have multiple such values, and this data you want to process now. How there are multiple values and you want to make a list out of it. So it's very simple. So if I call it fruits list, fruit list is equal to fruits dot split, and I want to split it with pipe character. So what will happen if I say print fruits list? So I have apple, banana, mango, strawberry. So when data is concatenated with some character, okay, sometimes data may be comma separated or pipes character separated or whatever you find, right? The data may be in different ways, okay? Like I call it students is equal to, and I say few names, Angel, Jahnavi, okay, Prachi, Apurv, Ayush, etc. Right? Sarita, and let's say these are the students. Now I want to split by. If I want the names, who will tell me what should I do? Please tell me. Yes, Angel, please go ahead. What should we write here? To split so that I get all the names in the list. Split it, comma and space I will take actually. Okay, because otherwise in the names spaces will also come. So here, if I see the consistency, comma and space is there, comma and space is there, comma and space is there, right? So you will do students dot split, and I will do within double quotes, comma, space, close. Am I right? Let's see. Print students list. And all the student names are here with me. Okay. So I hope you are getting this thing. And I could do one more thing, right? I could do here, if I say title dot split. Let's see. So
Sir,
my all the names were
just
in lowercase. Sorry, you were saying, Prachi, something?
so space does not remove now after comma.
No,
Like
space is
January.
removed. Space is removed. This is the way list is being shown over here. If you see comma space, this is the list, not the string. It is not a string anymore. It is in square brackets, right? So if I want to print, so I can do print all the values here. So if I say student list and I want to print the 0th value, Angel, this is the value. Okay, first value Janvi, second value Prachi, third value Apu, fourth value Ayush, fifth value Saita, sixth value index out of range. So this is an error, right? So this kind of error, because I'm using an index which is not existing, no value is available there at index value 7 and index value 6. Okay, I hope your doubt is clear, Prachi. Prachi, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cool. So let's switch back to this deck and let's go to the next slides. Let me know once the slide is visible to you guys. I hope this is clear. And join is just the reverse of split. Okay. If you have multiple strings and you want to join them back, then you can use the join function. Okay. We will see some more examples. Let's quickly go ahead. Okay. So changing case, we just saw text dot lower, text dot upper, capitalized title. We can do finding substrings. You can do text dot find substring. Removing characters, you can do text strip, text L strip, or text R strip. Okay, if there is, let's say, some tab or some soft spaces, soft characters are there, we can strip them, and that's what these functions are for. Okay, and we'll see some more examples. Replacing substrings. So I just shown you how to replace the old string with the new one. Splitting strings, we have just seen. Joining strings. So if you have a separator dot join and list of strings. So if I have I can take any character, separator, whatever I want, and I can join the list of strings. So for example, we just did the split, and split generated what? A list of strings. If I have a list of strings and I want to concatenate it into one string separated by a character or whatever the string I want, okay, then I can do this join operation. Okay, so it's just the reverse of split. You want to see this example? Let me show you.
Yes, sir.
I hope screen is not visible to you. Let's present. So let's see here. Okay, so my Python screen, I hope it is refreshing, not frozen. I'm doing hello. Do you see
So it is frozen.
it is again frozen? That's why I was asking. Let me confirm. I hope this screen sharing is stopped now, and hope it is visible to you. Is it so? Here you can see we had this string. We just created a students list, right? And student list had Angel, Prachi, whatever these student names. So multiple values are here. Now what we did, I want to now do the join with the plus character. If I want to do any way you want to do it, you want to do it with the comma or space, right? The way it was, you can do whatever way you want to join this string with the underscore hash, let's say. Whatever way you want to join this string, you can concatenate it, any list values with that particular string here. I hope this is very clear. Shall we move on? Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Let's switch. Is the slide? Yeah, okay. So our last set of operations is use the input. So these are the input output operations. So strings are there. Okay, we have seen like strings and numbers and floating point values and lists, lot of data types we have seen so far. Now what we are trying to see here is how to input and output the data, because ultimately any program that you write, this program means you are taking some inputs from the user, you are doing some manipulation or storage or processing of the data that you have taken, and then you are giving certain output after manipulation, after doing the processing of the data. So for example, if you send an email, so you are writing an email, you are drafting email, so that content is the input of the email. You are providing to whom you want to send the email, okay, whom you want to keep in the CC, and the body of the email. The email program running at the back, you send it to the server. At server side, some code runs. It does necessary processing. It makes the proper format for the email in which email is actually sent. Okay, it is not sent in English, means kind of the way you have written it. It will be composed in a certain format, and then it will be passed on to the other server, and then it is read, and then it is interpreted to the recipient over there. Correct? So you have the input, you did the input. When you're composing, you provided whom you want to send the email, who is the who in the to list, who is in the CC list, BCC list, and then the body of the email. And with all the elements that are entered by you, system does processing and generates an email which is read by the party at the other end. Okay, so even in case of any other operations that you do, right, you are running any machines, you are running very simple devices, your mobile phone, so you tap somewhere, so you are giving an input. Actually you are touching the screen, so this is an input device. Your touch screen is an input device, so there you touch, and then the signals are captured, and then it takes an action. Okay, same way your keyboard is an input device. Now we have to accept input from a user to do something. Okay, so input function is used to take input from the user, and you guys have already explored that in the last exercise for Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion, where you had taken input of the temperature. Okay, so input function can be used to take input of a name, means any string, any integer, any floating point value, right? But you may have to do necessary typecasting, because whatever you're typing there is a string by default. Okay, use the print function to display output to the console. Okay, print function also you have seen. Use the open function with the appropriate mode to open files for reading or writing. Now this is important. Actually, the from here to here all is related to files. Most of the times you do means so far whatever we are doing in the Python console, that is in the memory. As soon as I close my terminal window, whatever was stored in the memory, that will be disposed of. It will be cleared, and memory may be made available for some other program to be used. Okay, that is student list or students or courses or fruits or fruit list, whatever I have created, those variables in the memory will be wiped out. Memory will become clean once I close it or I shut down my system. Okay, so but in order to persist the information for later use, you must save that data in file. Okay, I hope this slide is visible to everyone, right? Python input output operations. Correct. So we have input function, print function. Open is for opening a file. How to open it, we will see further in more examples we will do with this. Okay, and in fact tomorrow's session we'll be dealing with it, some of these things. Okay, And we have a special session on file handling. One day we will be doing complete file handling, how to read the data from the file, how to write into file. Okay. So when we do, once the file is open, so before you read any file, you have to open it. Once the file is open, you can read. Now read the entire contents of the file. So you simply do file.read. Okay. If you want to do a single line read from the file, then whatever the file you have loaded, you can do file.readLine to read a single line. Okay. If you say file.readLines, then you want to read all the lines from the file into the list, into a list basically. And this is file.write. When we want to write back to a file, we use file.write method. So this is our today's agenda. Okay. Means right now it was just an overview of input output operations and the strings. Any questions about whatever we covered today? And we can take it back for discussion.
Sir, can we please discuss bitwise operations from the previous class?
Sure, we will. Definitely. Bitwise, actually, before we do bitwise, we need to learn binary a little bit. Okay. That's why I have not covered it. But I will just give you an example. Okay. Hold on a minute. So how many of you know to write numbers in binary? Just a minute. Hold on a minute. Looks like my browser is frozen. Yeah. So let me explain you how it works. So if I have a number, let's do this 8421. Okay. You remember this. Now, if you have a number, this will be
Sir, the slideshow is visible.
slide is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
And you can see this 8421 there.
No, sir.
You cannot. Okay. Stop and start again. Let me know once you see it. Visible?
So slideshow is visible.
Very good. Yeah, that's what I want to show you. Now here, always remember this number 8421. This is the magic number. If you want to do binary conversion, any number, if you want to convert into binary, remember this 8421. Okay. Now, if you have, give me a number, means this is 8 plus 4 plus 8 plus 4 is 12 plus 2, 14 plus 1, 15. Okay. So
The slideshow is visible.
slideshow is visible and I'm typing something. Do you see that 8421?
No, sir.
You don't.
No, sir.
1 minute. Let me share my full screen. Looks like it is not showing what I'm drawing there. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I was showing you is it is not going to be like this. One minute, let me stop sharing. I'll share another screen and show you there. So we have here this 8421. Just remember this number and what exactly it is. So if I have to do 0000, what it will be? The sum of the numbers digits written above it. So means 1 into 0, 2 into 0. So 1 plus 2 means all these are 0000, right? So it means this is 0. Okay. If I do 0000, I hope my screen is visible, right? This binary conversion screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So now this 00001, this is actually 1. If I write 0010, what it will be? Who will tell me?
Set
It is
two.
2. So 1 is under 2, right? If I'm writing 0011, what it is going to be?
3.
It is the sum of 2 and 1. So 3. This is 3. If I do 0100,
4.
it will be 4, right? And if I
Yes.
say 0101, this is what? 4 plus 1? 5?
5.
5.
Okay, this is 5. And if I say 0110, okay, after 1 is 2, right? 2 was 10. So in binary, you write it. This is basically what? 4 plus 2, 6, right?
6.
Same way you can keep doing 0111. This is what? 7. And we'll do up to 8 only. 0, 1, oh, sorry, this 1000. This is 8. For now, we'll just stop here. But actually, it can go up to 1111. When it is 1111, it will be 15. So 0 to 15 in 4 bits. These are what? Bits. Okay. With so computer understands only zeros and ones, binary, and a 0 or 1 value is actually representing everything. So any numbers that you store, uh, these are also in binary internally. So now if I do, let's as you understand this, now you will better understand the bitwise operators. So what will happen? Bitwise means I'm doing an AND. So what was the AND condition? So if we do AND, let me add here. So if you do two numbers, if I say 0 and 1, what does it mean? So normally, before you do this, answer me this thing. If two conditions are there, okay? First condition, and I'm writing and. Second condition. These conditions are logical conditions, right? True and false. So if I say false and false, what the outcome will be? If this is not and that is also not, then nothing is there, right? So it will be false. If it is one condition is false and ये and character है, and का मतलब है कि means when both the conditions are true, then the resultant will be true. Okay, so अब यहाँ पर एक वैल्यू क्या है? false है, एक वैल्यू true है, तो 0 and 1 क्या होगा? 1 आएगा, 0 आएगा.
What, sir?
1, 0 and 1, what will be the outcome? 0 and 1, 0 ampersand 1. अगर बिट्स की बात करूं मैं, डेसिमल की,
1.
0 and 1 will be, no, it will not be 1, because I'm saying when this is,
Zero से कर रहे हैं.
this is what? False. This is
Yeah.
what? True. Right? So if both the conditions are true in the AND, only when both the conditions are true, then the resultant is 1. Okay. In all other cases, 0 and 1, 1 and 0 will be 0. Okay. And don't confuse with the, means I'm talking about binary bits. Okay. And then 1 and 1, if this is the case, then the outcome will be 1. Okay.
1.
So normally what happens, so if I do the bitwise operators, let's see here, I'm saying A equals 1 and B equals 0. Okay. And I'm doing print 1 and A and B. A and B. So what we are getting? 0. Means 1 and 1. If I do, this is 1, and if I'm doing whatever, 1 and 0, this is 0. Okay. What if I do 4 and 5? What is giving? 4. Now you will ask me, why 4? And if I do,
So your screen is freezed, I guess.
sorry?
Your screen is freezed, I guess.
Again, today it is creating a lot of issue. No, it's on binary conversion right now. Okay. Present. I was on, okay, I did not switch. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what we did, A equals 1 equals 0. Okay. And now we are doing some operations here. So I did A and B, or you can say 1 and 1. I did. So because both the values are true, so we are getting 1. 1 and 0 I'm doing, I'm getting what? 0. But when I did 4 and 5, I'm getting 4. And when I'm doing
Sir,
4,
your screen is freezed.
it should be visible now. Python, are you seeing the Python screen or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you see print? Do you see my cursor? Print 1 and 1.
Yes, sir.
This is visible, right? This thing. That's what I'm showing right now. Is it clearly visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm saying 4 and 5. Why it is giving 4 and I'm doing 4 ampersand 5 I did, and I did 4 or 5, then I'm getting 5. Let's get back to the slide now. Okay, so what exactly happened? I'll show you here. Let me change this pen. So what happened? 4 was when the value 4 is there. 4 is what? We just saw 1, 0, 0. Correct? And
Sir,
what is,
your Python screen is visible.
sorry?
Python screen is visible.
Python screen is visible. And are you seeing my screen, what I'm drawing?
No, sir. The annotation is not visible.
Annotations are not showing to you. Strange, but anyway, I'll just show you typing. Okay, so instead of annotation, I'll turn it off. So 100. So 4 means, अभी दिख रही है पाइथन स्क्रीन दिख रही है ना आपको?
Yes, sir.
4 means 100. Okay, and 5 is what? 101. Correct? Now, when we did 4 and 5, so what happened? It did bitwise and. So 1 and 1, it becomes 4 and 5. अगर मैं करता हूं यहां पर ampersand 5, it will give me what? The first bit is ANDed. So bitwise I'm doing it AND, not the complete value. I'm doing the AND with the bits. So 1 and 1 is 1, because when both the bits are true, then you get the result as true. So 1 is true and 1 is true. So both are true. So outcome is what? 1. Second bit, now you do 0 and 0. If both are 0, both are false, then the outcome will be false. So 0. And if any one of the bit is 0, then the outcome will be 0. So what is 4 and ampersand 5? Outcome is 4.
4.
Correct?
Yes.
Now, sorry, I did not put ampersand here. Okay. And then if I say or, so when I say 4 or 5, sorry, 4 or 5 character, if I'm putting or 5, what will it will be? 4 or 5. So yahan par kya tha? 1 or 1. This will be true. Means when the or condition is true, either this or that. Okay. If any one of these two is true, then the outcome will be true. Correct? So agar aapki ek bit bhi high hai, then you will get the high output. So 1 and 1, 1 or 1, yahan or kar raha hu main. तो 1 और 1 will be what? जब दोनों बिट्स हाई हैं तो आउटकम क्या होगा? हाई होगा.
Yes, sir.
जब दोनों 0 है तो क्या होगा? 0 होगा. Neither this nor that, right? So outcome will be 0. And at least one bit should be high. Basically, in OR case, condition is at least one bit should be high, and in ampersand cases, both the bits should be high. Okay? So जहां आपकी दोनों बिट्स हाई हैं तो और में क्या होगा, और में तो बिकॉज एनी बिट, अगर एक भी हाई है या तो दोनों ही हाई है तो हाई होगा आउटपुट, और यहाँ एक हाई है तो इसका आउटपुट क्या आएगा, हाई आएगा। तो इसीलिए हमारा आउटपुट जब हमने 4 और 5 किया, बिटवाइज और किया, तो हमारा आउटपुट क्या आया, 5 आया। ठीक है, और जब हमने 4 एंड 5 किया, देन आउटपुट क्या आया, 4 आया। मेकिंग सेंस?
Yes, sir.
I think it's still confused. So let me give you one example here. If we do print, just do simple. I'm doing 1 ampersand 2. आउटपुट क्या आ रहा है, 0। क्यों?
Because both are false.
1 की वैल्यू क्या थी, 1 क्या था हमारा, 1 था हमारा 0 0 0 1, राइट? ये बाइनरी में 1 होता है, और 2 की वैल्यू क्या है,
0 0 1 0.
0 0 1 0। अब क्या हो रहा है, मैंने क्या कंडीशन लगाई है, बिट वाइज एंड कहा है, तो मैं बिट्स का एंड कर रहा हूं,
Yes.
तो 2 का नहीं कर रहा हूं, मैं बिट्स का एंड कर रहा हूं। तो बिट्स का एंड में जब मैं कर रहा हूं तो एंड में क्या होती है कंडीशन, एंड का मतलब होता है कि इफ बोथ द कंडीशंस आर ट्रू, ओके, बोथ बिट्स आर ट्रू, ओके, 1 if both bits are 1, ठीक है, अदरवाइज 0। ओके, सो और में क्या होता है, और में होता है 1 if any bit is 1। ओके, सो अगर दोनों में से कोई एक भी 1 है तो आपका आउटपुट क्या आएगा, 1 आएगा। तो अब यहां पर क्या हो रहा है, वी आर डूइंग 1 एंड 0, क्या आएगा, दोनों बिट तो हाई नहीं है, तो आउटपुट क्या होगा, 0, क्योंकि 1 तो तब होता है जब दोनों बिट्स हाई हों। यहां पर क्या होगा, यहां भी 0 होगा, 0 0, इसलिए आउटपुट 0 आया है। अगर मैंने कहा प्रिंट 1 और 2, कौन बताएगा मुझे आउटपुट, ये तो 3 कर दिया इसने, क्यों हुआ 3,
So because 1 and 1 is 3.
1 and 1 is 3, 2 + 1 3 हो गया यहाँ पर, ठीक है, 8 4 2 1 के हिसाब से 2 + 1 हमने किया तो वो क्या आया, 3 हो गया, करेक्ट। तो आई होप यू गॉट सम आइडिया ऑफ द बिटवाइज ऑपरेटर्स, व्हाट दीज आर। तो बिटवाइज क्या होते हैं, जब हम नॉर्मल एंड या और लगाते हैं प्रिंट, अगर मैं इसमें करता हूं, अच्छा यहाँ पर हम लोग एंड लगाते हैं, सॉरी एंड तो नहीं होता, कुछ लोअर केस एंड होता है, तो हमने कहा प्रिंट 1 एंड 2, अब क्या है, एक मिनट, इससे समझो आप, ट्रू एंड ट्रू, ट्रू एंड ट्रू क्या है, ट्रू, दोनों चीजें ट्रू हैं, ट्रू एंड फॉल्स क्या है, फॉल्स, फॉल्स एंड ट्रू, फॉल्स एंड ट्रू क्या है, फॉल्स एंड फॉल्स एंड फॉल्स इज फॉल्स। सो 3 केस में फॉल्स है, एक में ट्रू है, जब दोनों कंडीशंस ट्रू हैं तभी आपका आउटपुट ट्रू आएगा। ओके, इसको थोड़ा आप करके देखिएगा, बिटवाइज ऑपरेटर साथ में प्ले अराउंड विद इट, that's why like it's bit complex. Okay, तो थोड़ा सा आपको समझने में टाइम लगेगा, लेकिन हाँ, I hope basic concept you must know how binary numbers work. जब बाइनरी में जाएंगे तो बाइनरी के बिट्स का ये ओवर करता है, ठीक है, और इसका यूजेस होता है. वी विल सी सम प्रैक्टिकल यूज केसेस लेटर ऑन. ओके, थोड़ा हम आगे जाएंगे तो वी विल आई विल टेल यू in which scenarios we actually use bitwise operations. Okay, normally आपको ज्यादातर केस में लॉजिकल कंडीशंस ही करनी होती है, bitwise और बहुत कम केसेस में हमें वो करना होता है. And I'll tell you some such scenarios in future. Okay, so I think we'll end up today's session here. You guys do some experimentation with the operators in your Python console. Wherever you are, you might do it in Google Colab or your local editor or maybe Python console. Just do it, and the slides will be updated. Slide and recording will be updated on the portal tonight. Okay. Any questions before we end the session? Anyone? All right. So no questions, right? Okay. So we will. You guys will have a break doubt clearance session on Sunday.
Yes.
Okay. So those who are interested, we will connect at 7 p.m. the same time on Sunday.
Okay.
In fact, I would suggest everyone should come. You should do the practice. Whatever your problems are coming up when you're doing the programs, okay, or some
Yes.
simple examples, show and try to get those clarified. प्राची, आपके सिस्टम में पाइथन में कुछ इशू था, वो रिजॉल्व हो गया?
सर वो तो रिजॉल्व नहीं हुआ सर.
क्या
मैंने
issue
अभी
है?
कोलैब पे स्टार्ट किया था, अभी जब मैंने प्रोग्राम बनाया था फ़ारेनहाइट वाला. तो सर अभी मैंने पाइथन वाला नहीं किया. मैं वो करके आपको स्क्रीनशॉट एक बार मैसेज कर दूंगी कि वो क्या, वो पाथ नहीं ले, एग्जैक्ट पाथ नहीं ले रहा सर वो.
Sure, no issues. Okay, we will discuss that anyway. Sunday we will discuss.
Yes sir.
Okay.
Yeah, sure sir.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Okay sir, thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.